was released in 2005 and it was directed by Ridley Scott. This Steelbook version, 4K version, was released this year in 2025 for the 20th anniversary. Here's the back as the sword that's used in the movie. And then here in the front, it's supposed to represent one of the masks that one of the characters wears. Although the mask that character wears is a plain silver mask. Now, this movie is about a man that loses his wife, and he is a blacksmith, and he finds out that his father was a knight. So he goes to Jerusalem. So he joins up the war, Christians and the Muslims, during the Crusades in the 12th century, and he's like serving under King Baldwin, which is played by Edward Norton. And Edward Norton didn't want to be credited in the movie for the character that he played, because he wanted the people to focus on the performance and keeping it like the person under the mask mysterious. It has a couple of some notable actors, such as Orlando Bloom, that plays the main character, Edward Norton, that plays King Baldwin, and Liam Neeson. It's a very long movie. It's 3 hours and 10 minutes long. That's for the director's cut, and it also comes with another version of the movie, which is like 4 minutes longer than the director's cut. So this specific version has been going out of stock since Disney released this movie only here in the US as a Steelbook only release. So I got this one on a restock. Okay, here I have the movie 7, which was released in 1995, and it was directed by David Fincher. And this 4K release was released in 2025 to celebrate the 30th anniversary. And there was 2 releases for this movie. One was a Steelbook, which I have here, and the other was a digipack. Now, at first, when these went up for pre-order, I was gonna just wait for the regular release, not knowing it was a digipack. Now, the reason I don't like the digipack for this specific movie is because if you don't know what a digipack is, so it kind of looks like something like this. Choose your imagination. So whenever you open the movie, like a standard movie just has like these 2, but a digipack will have 4 sections when you open the movie. So the movie on that digipack, it doesn't have these disc tray holders. So that means you have to like physically remove the disc from the inside slit. And if you know anything about 4K discs specifically, is that they are very delicate, meaning if there's like any type of like fingerprints or any like small like pieces of like dust on the disc, it will have issues playing the disc, or you could just like end up scratching it while you're taking it out, and that can also cause problems. So here's the back. It has like some scenes from the movie. This one's actually a UK import. The thing with these imports is that only the 4K disc is available to play. It's a region-free disc. So the Blu-ray disc, I cannot watch it, and my 4K player was not compatible. I decided to get this version because it was much cheaper compared to the US version. A couple things is the Blu-ray it's not region free, and it doesn't come this movie originally released in 1998, and they released this 25th anniversary on the 4K. Here's the back, and this movie is about a man named Truman Burbank. It's played by Jim Carrey. He's an insurance salesman, and his entire life has been documented, well, televised, I should say, since the day he was born. So everything in his life is completely fake. Like, everyone around him are just actors on the show. And then as things go on, he kind of figures it out what's going on. Here I have The Lighthouse, which was released in 2019. It was distributed by A24. It's starring William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, and it was directed by Robert Eggers. And this is a black and white psychological horror movie. It's about these two guys that are in this small island, and they are tasked with supervising the lighthouse. And it's just the two of them there. Nobody else is there with them. And they are on that island for like 5 to 6 weeks that they were on this like small island. But they weren't really too sure, because since it's just both of them two with no other contact with anybody else, they just start going crazy. They start hallucinating and seeing things. This one's a import, and it's from Arrow Video. So A24 actually has this movie available on their website, but the thing is, it's a collector's edition. The 4K release, that is, and Blu-ray as well. But the thing is, the 4K on their website is $50, and it's like this huge, like this huge case. So normally these 4Ks are like the size of them are like the same, but the collector's edition is like much bigger, and it wouldn't have fit in my shelf. Also, I like the movie, but I wouldn't pay $50 for it. That's just me though. So I opted in for the import. This one just comes with the 4K disc. It also has all of the like special features, which is pretty cool, because normally special features on discs will typically only come on the Blu-ray disc. But I think it's kind of typical for Arrow to include the special features on the 4K disc. So yeah, a pretty cool movie. Okay, here I have Robocop. It's from Arrow Video. This one was released in 1987. It was directed by Paul Verhoeven. And this one is about a police officer that gets killed by a gang while he was on duty. A corporation called the OCP uses his remains to turn him into a Robocop, which is a cyborg. He's following their direct orders. But the thing that goes on is he remembers who he was prior to him becoming a Robocop. So he figures out what originally happened to him. After he finds that out, he tries to get revenge on the people that ended up killing him. This one's a classic. The thing with Arrow Video is that their main focus is classic horror and cult movies. That's what they are known for. Here is Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Arrow Video as well. Since this one just came out, it also came with the slipcover. This one is from 2003. I got the disc here, and it comes with a poster and a booklet. It's a double-sided poster. So it's just this cover here. Here's the slip. It takes place somewhere in the middle of nowhere in Texas. And it's about these group of 5 friends comes for 5 group of friends. So they end up stumbling across like this small little town, and they just find it very sketchy. And then they end up going to a house, which is Leatherface's house, or Bubba's house, him and his family. And things just go south, and they just try to survive. Here we have To Live and Die in LA, which was released in 1985. It was directed by William Friedkin. And this one is about a Secret Service agent that succeeded on bringing down a criminal, a counterfeiter, and he'll stop at nothing to stop him. He does some things that are not ethical in his line of work. Pretty cool movie with some crazy twist, you could say. This is a Kino Lorber release. Here we have The Usual Suspects, directed by Brian Singer. This one is about these group of 5 criminals that end up get arrested because they are suspected of committing a crime, and then they end up teaming up with each other to work for a guy because he robbed the guy unintentionally. So now they have to work for him. And then the last movie that I have here is Serpico, starring Al Pacino, directed by Sidney Lumet. It was released in 1973. It follows a honest cop, and he finds out that the rest of the other cops are crooked. So he gets like mistreated for being honest while working the job. Those were all of my recent pickups. Thank you all for watching, and see y'all next week.